Alright, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm good. Thank you. So, the training program that we have today is participating safe work practices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the session is gonna be hazard identification risk assessment.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, before we start, yeah, I'm just gonna introduce to you myself. My name is Ryan Rivada. I'll be your trainer for this session. Actually, I was here last week and I
Mm-hmm.
conducted some training with your teammate as well.
Yep.
We have four teammates, and training duration is gonna be 30 minutes for these sessions. And yeah, before we start, can you please introduce yourself? So,
Yep. Hey, hi Ryan. My name is Ashna. I'm one of the barista for the coffee shop.
yeah,
I'm working there for 15 years. And last 2 years, I'm working around cafe
yeah.
and I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
What I can say? I just wanna like try to something else to do the training on it, like trying to learn extra skills. And I reached out to my team leader about that, and he said, oh, "Go for the role. What do you want to play as a team leader? So you can know my roles and responsibilities. That's how you can. And where I'm here to learn the additional skills on top of the things. Yep, that's mine.
And do you have any particular that you need support with regards to reading or writing?
Yes, so I'm a bit lacking in it because I left my school early age, like because don't have interest, and little bit supports needs in the school, so when I feel like it's not supported very well, so I just try it. But I know very well to understand the photographics and everything, but just like too much wordings or too much things where I need a lot more clarifications about the reading and writing. I can write the basic things, but not the advanced stuff at the moment. Yeah, so where I need a support from you.
Yeah. So yeah, just let me know if you are unable to read some of the word up there.
Yep.
I can make it bigger.
Yep.
And I can give you the PowerPoint as well, a soft copy of this program after we finish this one.
Yep.
And we also have external support. We have learning support. We have reading and writing support. We have read now hotline. So yeah, if you need some support, I can give it to you later.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you for your introduction. Yep, so before we start, we're just gonna do some housekeeping. So for emergency exit, just, yeah, you know where you emergency exit on your cafe, right?
Yeah.
So it's just gonna turn left and then you're gonna find the fire exit over
Yeah.
there. Toilets and break times. During the training, if you need to go to break or you need to go to toilet, just let me know.
Yep.
Break time, if you feel uncomfortable sitting here for 20 minutes, just let me know and then, yeah, I'll give you some time to stretching or yeah, phone must be on silent. Yeah, yeah. If you want to take some to answer some calls, just let me know. I'll give you some time as well.
Yep.
And then behavioral, yeah, yeah. Just observe your behavior. Or if you ask some questions, because yeah, we're only two here. Yeah. Then yeah, learning objectives. Identify common workplace hazards. This is the objective of training. And then understand the difference between the hazards and risks. Conduct basic hazard identification. Can you read it, or do you want me to make it bigger?
I can read it.
And then recognize control measure using the hierarchy of control.
Yeah.
Then the last one is apply a basic hazard identification and reporting. So the whole training, we're gonna have you understanding the difference between the hazard and risk.
Yep.
And then later on, we're gonna have some activity using the risk assessment process, and we'll do the hierarchy of control as well.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so what you're gonna learn after this training, so you will learn how to recognize hazard in your workplace, which is your cafe, and then you're gonna use some hazard checklist confidently, so how you're gonna limit or how you're gonna eliminate that hazard, and also we want you to participate effectively in all workplace risk assessment. Okay. Alright, so what is a hazard? So the hazard is anything with the potential to cause harm. Okay, so we have here type of hazard in your workplace. So we have here physical hazard. Would you think you can give me some physical hazard that you have in your cafe?
Yep. That's called like really making coffee. The coffee machines make noise, especially late filters and all. That's like steam's coming out and that's noisy as well. sometimes like we working in a cafe, right? So we'll be using a lot of liquids and all.
Yep.
Yep. So that's like a sleeping hazard.
So that's included with the noise hazard.
Yeah. So
Yep.
coffee machine is like noise hazard.
The vibration. Do you have any?
Vibrations is not like that much. We
Mhm.
felt it because it's we just need to hold the cups and milk for the
Yep.
sneeze to be going, so it's not. But yeah, extreme heat sometimes, like if someone wants like
Mhm.
to heat
Yep.
hot one, then we feel it, but it's not that. We always wear the gloves and all.
What about
Already
is the poor lighting, slippery floors,
for
false
lightning
moving?
or lightning, normally we have good facilities there. If we something find it out, we need to just approach the
Yeah, if the
manager.
bulb is busted, yeah.
Yeah. So
Then-
they fix it immediately. And
We have here chemical hazard. Yeah, we have acids, alkalis, solvents. We have toxic here, dust, fumes, vapors, smokes, flammable and explosive
chemical
substances.
explosive, it's we can call just like a cleaning materials.
Yep.
But
Gas tank. Do you have it in your workplace?
No.
Yeah.
No. We don't have that any gas line because we're not making like a too hot food.
Yeah.
It's like we already get the things and we have the electric ones.
Yep.
Like it's called like inductions or something.
Okay.
Which is of course that's like also extreme heat, but as I mentioned, we wearing a gloves while we're using
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
So that's not kind of. But flammable explosives, it's just like a cleaning materials. Like,
Yep.
but we have the specific locations where you can store only. And whenever we transferring to the use inside the cafe, we're transferring in a small container, so where we're not leaking anything or not spilling anything. So we try to take all the measures about it.
What about the biological hazards? So we have the examples, the bacteria, viruses,
Yes, so
fungi.
I think that for those ones where we find that when food are expired, but for that like we have a good stock take facility, stock take activities during the week. So we checking that food expiries regularly, and whenever the stock we receive, we move it. The old one comes in the front,
Yep.
the old, new ones go at the back. So we do the rotations every week when we receive the deliveries and all. When we cook the food, we know it like this food is for available in 24 hours. This food has the 6 hours expiry once you cook and put it in the display screen. So we putting a tag as well in the front of the food, so they know it how they can rotate, how they can. If that expired the 6 hours, they need to what they need to do. They throwing, they get that kind of a training. So we keep it that kind of a safe.
So they have that expiration monitoring
yes,
sheet.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
And we have also here economic hazards. So it can be wrong posture while working,
Yes.
heavy lifting, repetitive movements. So you guys lifting
We-
some heavy boxes.
Yes,
Okay.
we do. Normally it's minimum 10 kgs we need to
Okay.
be lifted. But if you feel it, still we have the in a place that we stop away and ask the team lift or ask for the support.
Have
if you
support,
have
yeah.
something,
Okay.
some issues, you can just report initially starting day of the shift. You can just let your manager or team leader know
Yeah.
about it, that I have this, so I can't able to do this job. So they will allocate that kind of a work. So you can just do the customer service where you don't need to lift it anything. But yes, sometime in the busy time they do. But if you have something, we have an end of shift asking a well-being check by the
Yeah, before the
managers.
start of the
Yes.
shift. Yeah.
End of the shift as well, we asking the team members are they okay, when they going. So we have that in the
Okay.
system
Good,
created. That's good.
And yeah, we have here psychosocial. We have your work stress, harassment or bullying. So you have your long working hours,
Long
job
working
insecurity.
hours.
Do you have long working hours?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we are working in a cafe where most probably few of the people are doing sick. Is you need to cover up
Yeah.
someone's
So how many
shift.
shifts do you have?
5 days a week and 8 hours.
You have 2 shifts in.
Yeah. So no,
AM in morning or just one?
we have just a one,
Okay.
but they just do 8 hours. So if you're starting at 7, you have to continue to 8 hours and
Okay.
you just finish it after that. We have the other shift of other person coming. Like it depends on your availabilities. How you giving the availabilities to your manager? They roster monitoring you. But if you want to cover up someone's, they're not gonna be forced you. It's up to you if you want to. And I think everyone's wants their money, so they
Yeah,
can do
plus
the
you pay
same, right?
overtime for working long
correct,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So
last
the-
one we have it here. Sorry, what's that again?
No, that's
Yeah. So we have here the last one is electrical hazard. So we have loose wiring here, overloaded circuits, contact with live wires, and lack of proper grounding. So you have anything?
we didn't find anything so far, but for that we created one of the system from the head office. It's called
Okay.
like a test and tag.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the council visit to the cafe as well, they also checking the test and tags as well.
Okay.
So test and tags means that equipment are in a working condition. It's not hazardous for the other team members. That's how they check the wiring and put the labels.
Yep.
And you can check that the 1 year expiry on the cable. So whenever you see it like it's closer, you can contact the person and they can come back again and they do it. But normally when the council comes to do the visit, they always check that once, and we need to be make the in our folders everything is done, service, maintenance.
Yeah.
That
So the other maintenance guy checking your.
Yes, correct. It's coming from the head office.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the hazard. Yeah, a lot of hazard in the workplace.
Yes.
But yeah, luckily that your team is conducting some pre-checklist to eliminate that kind of a hazard. All right, so moving forward, we have the hazard. Now we have the risk. So risk is the chance, likelihood of a harm occurring, and how severe the harm could be.
Yeah.
So we have here examples, you can see in the photo.
Yeah.
We have here a wet floor is the hazard, and the risk is the chance of someone sleeping and getting injured. Okay. So what's the difference between the hazard and the risk? The hazard is something that has potential to harm you, and the risk is the likelihood of the hazard causing harm.
Yeah.
All right, it's the cost of being exposed to that hazard.
Yeah.
So that's the risk. Okay. So when we have the hazard and the risk, so we have some method that we use to assess the likelihood and consequence of that hazard.
Yeah.
So we have a risk matrix. A risk matrix evaluates the severity of the hazard. Okay, so we can tell the levels of likelihood if it's rare, almost, or certain. And then we have levels of consequence if it's a minor or severe. And then we can also have the risk rating, which is likelihood or consequence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why is the different colors on the screens?
Yeah, the different colors goes showing to you
says
the
the
level.
risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. It's the low, the yellow one just saying
It's very
very low. The orange one says medium or
the average
severity
or
of the
something.
cost. And then the high, yeah. The red one is the high.
Yeah.
And then black one is critical. It means you need to eliminate that straight away. Okay. So that's will show you the difference of your hazard
Yep.
going through the research process. Okay, do you have any questions so far? Oh,
I'm just wondering why the numbers are there with the potentials. I can see the low one, low two. So it's we need to rating according to
yeah, it's just the risk rating. So the number is just gonna show you how. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's likelihood and the consequence of
Yeah.
that hazard. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you read it? Oh.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So this
Okay.
one I have some photocopy, then I can give it to you.
Yeah.
And then later on we'll do some risk assessment process
Yeah.
as well. So once you have the risk matrix,
Mm-hmm.
you also have the hierarchy and control at the end of your process. So this one is control measure right from most effective to least effective. So we have elimination. Elimination is to physically remove the hazard. And then substitution if you need to replace the hazard. Okay, isolation, isolate people from the hazard. We have the engineering controls, engineering out the hazard. And last one is PPE, which one is you're wearing.
Yeah.
So PPE is just protect the worker with personal protective equipment. Okay. So so that's the explanation over there. Alright, so we have here is some activity. So what we're gonna do now is I just want you to find some hazard. Okay, I want you to pick up at least 3 hazard. Okay, on this photo.
Yep.
So sorry, I forgot to tell you, yeah, so we have handout here.
Yep.
So whatever that we have on the photo or on the presentation is
Yep.
already included in this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then we have the risk assessment
Yeah.
form that you're gonna use.
Yep.
Okay, and this is the risk assessment matrix.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And then once we finish, yeah, I'm just gonna ask you to record some attendance, maybe after on.
Yep.
It should be on the first one, but yeah,
Yep.
we forgot to do it. Say, yeah.
Yep.
So we have this
So your
risk assessment form.
yeah.
So you just gonna write identify your hazard,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna put the risk.
Okay.
Then once you put the risk, what's gonna be your risk rating based on the risk matrix that we have. And then what's gonna be your control measure.
Mm-hmm.
Then after your control measure, what's gonna be your residual risk rating.
Yep.
And then what we're gonna do for the monitoring review.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So just put 3, and then once you finish, we're gonna talk about it later.
Okay.
Okay.
So the location of training. Location of training.
Okay. The training is cafe 1, 2, 3. The training program is the hazard identification.
Hazard identification. Yeah, it is today's, yeah?
Yep.
It's 20th. Right?
Yep. Yeah. So just have a look in the photo and find
Yeah.
some hazard. Maybe at least 2 should be okay.
So the blue one is the water?
Yeah, the blue one is the water,
Okay.
the wiring's here, and we got the
Yeah.
units over here. Yep, and then once you found your hazard, you use the risk matrix.
Yep.
Yep. Yep, and then you can have a look here.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Can I use the screen reader or spell check system?
Yeah, you
Maybe.
can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can ask me if you can understand some of the wording.
Yeah.
Just let me know, and then I can
I
explain
just
to you.
understand the wording, but few of the things here I can't.
Yep, you can.
really
Yeah, we
get.
can use Google to translate it,
Yes.
and then to explain it to you much better.
Good.
you find it?
Oh yeah, I find the two.
Mm-hmm.
I go with the two. I'm just looking for the third one at the
Okay.
moment.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm done with my third one too. Yep. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you finished? You
Yeah.
found three already?
Yeah.
Yep. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna do the risk assessment process.
Uh-huh.
So we're just gonna do the step 1, 2, 3 until 4, and then we'll find out how they're gonna be have your hierarchy of control. Alright? So can you please tell me your hazard first?
Yeah.
The first hazard that you
First
found?
hazard is a water spills on the floor.
Water spills on the floor?
Yes.
Yep, so that's your hazard.
Yes.
And what's gonna be your risk?
Slippery for the team member.
Okay, yep.
Yes.
And then yeah, so on your risk matrix,
I
say
just put a like a moderate.
so yeah.
Why I put the moderate is like a lot of people are walking around. There was no signs or nothing.
Yep.
So if it's not easily can see it, they might be treated because they're looking in a straight.
So it's moderate, it's like injury recurring, medical treatment, all those things.
Yeah, just a medical treatment. So that's why I give like a 3E where they need like some time support as well for 1 or 2 months if they're back injured or something.
Yep, and then you found in step 2 what is the likelihood of the incident. It's gonna be a rare, unlikely, classic, or rare.
Yeah.
Yep, so your rare is will only occur in exceptional circumstances. And then your step 3, you're gonna use the risk matrix to calculate the level of risk by finding the intersection between the likelihood and the consequence. So you have moderate, and then you have rare, and then the outcome is 3E.
I put it, the outcome is 3E.
3E, so it's very high,
Yeah.
Okay.
Still it's too high because I'm putting it, there was no signs or nothing in
No
visibly.
wet sign, wet cotton sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
And then
was
after you found it, it's gonna be your step
the
4.
control measure is put clearly signs that something, noticed it and announce it. Be mindful while you're walking, floor wet. So that's reduce your risk as well. And it's going to be a 3A.
Yeah.
3A, which is a rare, it's gonna be happen because if it's clearly seen while they're walking, it's easily attracted and they won't able to do it.
Yep.
So
the how you control is your elimination, or
I just mind that like I just put a big signs around the water spills.
like isolation.
Yeah.
Yes, separate people from the
And
hazard. Yep.
that needs to be monitored from team leader to observe it. It's they followed or not. So that needs to be reviewed mostly while they're walking for a site or something.
Alright.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's gonna be your first hazard.
Yeah.
And the next one that you have is
cover fire exit door.
this one. The door is being blocked by the box. Yeah. So that's
So
a
they're
hazard.
blocked by the box. Yes,
Yeah, and then the risk is
and I put risk as a danger because that's the emergency exit.
You can't go out.
So you can't get out if it's a emergency area. It's happened because you can see there was chemicals and all there. So it's need to be keep clear. So that my initial risk rating is a 4E because it's almost sudden happen.
Yep, so before you go to 4E, what's gonna be your consequence? It's for your step 1, it's gonna be Major, catastrophic, or moderate?
That's called major.
Major.
It's a serious injury requiring specialist medical
Yep.
treatment.
And then the
It's
likelihood.
hospitalizations, and the likelihood is almost certain.
Almost certain.
Yes.
Okay. Because you should not block it at all times.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. So,
And then your consequence likelihood risk rating is gonna be
4E.
4E.
Yeah.
Yep. 4E is it's
It's a
very
major.
extreme, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a major one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the hierarchy control, so what's gonna be elimination, or do you need substitution or isolation?
Yeah, so the control measure says fire exit door always keep clear. There was a big signs on the top of the door.
Do not block
and
it. Yeah.
one on the floor with a keep clear sign. So no one blocked that one. They understand. If they want to, they can communicate in a daily toolbox as well. No one loads the goods around the door. Always keep clear. That's the emergency exit
So
door.
just weekly communication or daily communication. Okay.
Yeah. So
Alright, so that's good. So you found this water spillage in the floor and the fire exits being blocked, and last one you're gonna have what's the last one?
carrying container by team member. The heavy container.
This one?
Yeah. So
Yeah, so that's manual handling.
Yeah.
So the outside is lifting heavy. We can say it's heavy. And the wrist is
having carrying too much weight by himself.
Okay.
So it's called like a tripping hazard. So back injuries or something.
And then your consequence is
it's
moderate. Moderate.
Yeah. So
and
that's
then the likelihood will be
it's
unlikely.
Likely to occur.
Okay.
It's not possible, but it's occurred maybe.
Yep.
So
And then
I'm giving a 3E.
Once you get that, then your consequence risk rating is 3E.
Yeah.
3E is like a medium one.
Yes.
And then what's gonna be your control measure?
We need to be communicate in everybody
manual handling training.
provide them, and then in a daily meeting, early morning meeting, we need to tell them if you need support, just access before you lift it.
Yep.
And if
Assess
you
the
think
part first. Yep.
if you need the support, just wait.
Ask for
stop
support.
yeah.
Lift. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Or maybe you can't lift, can't do their job. Reach out to the manager through not having some kind of injuries. So
then you're gonna have your checklist, or daily observation of how teammates, picking up some parts.
So
Yep.
it's moving to the 3A, like law if it's something avoided, and that my belief is team members' health and well-being. It's managers or team leaders' responsibility, so they have to communicate straight away. Because that's the wrong posture, plus he's lifting by himself, so if it's fall, he can cause the sign.
And otherwise it's team leader must be on the floor as well looking for this one.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's pretty good. So we have this water spillage on the floor, you have the fire exits being blocked, and you have this teammate is carrying
overweight,
Alright, so that's good. So I was gonna give you this one, some of the answers that we have. Yes, you can see we have one more here, hazard. And you can see we have hard hat area, but this teammate is not wearing the hat. And then we have here no smoking area, but as you can see, one of the teammates is doing smoking. And then we have here one teammate is putting some wood in this machine. As you can see, it's not wearing any protective gears. Okay. And the last one is we have this wirings on the floor. Alright, so it's got the wrist is gonna be gripping or some kind of a electrical, sorry, okay. Alright.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you have any questions so far before we do some recap?
No, I'm going good at the moment.
Yeah, so I give you the handout as well, and I'll give you the handout as well, and then if you need some soft copy as well, I can give it to you.
Yep.
So before we end this training, so we have some recap. So how to identify hazard. You know how to identify hazard based on your workplace. Just have a look. Yep. And then if you find some hazard, just report it straight away to your team leader. Yep. And then difference between the risk, the hazard and the risk. Hazard is something that may cause to you, harm to you, and the risk is the effect of being exposed to that hazard. Okay. So how to assess the risk using risk matrix. So yeah, we have the risk assessment process. So you need to evaluate it from the consequence of the hazard,
Yeah.
what is the likelihood, and you can calculate the risk rating.
Mm-hmm.
And based on the risk rating, you're gonna have to use your hierarchy controls. If you need to eliminate it, you need to substitute it, or you need to isolate it.
Yeah.
And if you need to include engineering or administration, and last one, if you need some additional PPE. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So before we finish, I'm just gonna hand you over a learner evaluation form.
Yeah.
Yep, just fill this one out, and yeah, if you have any question, just let me know, and then I can
Yeah.
help you and support
Yep.
you. Okay.
Just not training program because this one has a
Hello. It's only for 15 minutes. 10 to 15. 10 to 15. Usually I will check during the sleep. Yeah, and then I check. 10 to 15. Don't need to do anything on this one. Yeah, we will orientation and ritual beginners. So it is only 15. Then afterwards I will 15. Everybody go. 15 minutes only. Okay, massage it. Alright. Looks like you're having a lot of feedback here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, thank you for your time.
Yep.
So if you need more support, yeah, just let me know. I can give you my number.
Yep.
Or just tell to your team leader, ask your team leader.
Yep.
If you need some more handouts or copy of this presentation, I'll send it to your email.
Yep.
And then yeah, and hopefully you learn a lot of things today.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thanks for
okay.
your time today.
Yep. Thank you very much,
Yep.
Anjana, and see you on
All good.
next session. All right.
Thank you.